Alright. Hope everyone can hear me. I mean, there's no one in here yet, but yeah. You know, there'll be people that'll be in here. But I'm just gonna start off with I am smoking the Tatuaje Reserva broadleaf. Did a review on this like a month ago. I got a box of these. You can see it in the review that I have. Um, this is the first one out of the box, and I have been waiting to go live to smoke one because I want to see where it's at, but I really loved the review that I did of this, and why not see where it's at? It's already got a year worth of age on it from when I got it. These were rolled in July of last year, 2023, and July is tomorrow. So technically one full year. Um, there is a little bit of yellowing on the cellophane uh, to indicate a little bit of aging, not a whole lot. I brought some water today because I always forget water. Now, uh, I am also going to say that this live is dedicated to my dear friend Diane, that I went to high school with, and we've been friends for most of our lifetime. And I found out that she passed away yesterday afternoon from an acute heart attack. And really, I'm shocked. I'm devastated. I'm upset, but those are just all human emotions. And over the last 15 years, 13 to 15 years, I've lost so many people uh, in all different types of ways, medical complications, to drugs, to freak accidents, um, and so on. And it's just, I'm dedicating this live for her and just to kind of get it off my chest and get it out there and whatnot. And I'm going to smoke this Tatuaje Reserva broadleaf. And with my words and thoughts, my prayers will be in the smoke to go to the heavens. And hopefully, a couple of them touch her, meet her. A lot of people are going to miss her. So, without further ado, I'm going to cut this and light it. Uh, Here's the band, the, the head, the cap, the foot packed real nicely. It's pretty toothy, pretty oily. It's got like a matte finish almost on the leaf. Believe it's a Nicaraguan filler, binder, and a Connecticut broadleaf on the wrapper. If I remember right, you guys can go back into my videos and go peep my review of this cigar. So without further ado, let's light this and uh, see where it's at because I'm gonna continue aging this. Oh, hello, hello. How are we doing? How are we doing? And yeah, we're just gonna see where this is in the aging process, and it's It's gonna be a good joy. Can't wait. I just trimmed my hair, so I have a bunch of hair like all over me, and I don't want it to be on my cigar. All right, let's cut it and light it. Fantastic draw. Can you hear me? Let me know, because I feel like I've been having issues with my microphone. Toast it. All right, cool, cool. Oh, oh yeah. Even better than the one that I had before. Got my water today. Because I always forget to bring water or some type of drink. Because I just be constantly talking, and by the time I'm done, I'm just like, I need something to drink. Yeah. And I was a little late on starting my live because I literally got in my car and I started leaving, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't have my cutter, I don't have my lighter, I don't have a cigar. So, yeah. So, before you came in, I was talking about how I'm dedicating this live. Yeah, I know. I messed up. I was at the cigar shop and got talking too much. But oh well. I'm live today. I'll be live on 4th of July and I'll be live next Saturday. So, uh yeah, so I'll have a couple lives, and I didn't drop a video today cuz I just didn't have a video ready, and it's kind of good that I'm going live today cuz it just kind of adds content. So, but before you came into the chat, I was just describing that today's live is dedicated to Diane because she passed away yesterday unexpectedly, and just a childhood friend. Grew up in school, and um, just kind of bummed, but hopefully she's in a better place. And with the cigar, I'm gonna go by the natives of Cuba and go by uh, their practice that your prayers and thoughts are in the smoke that goes and rises to the heavens. So hopefully she gets to hear some good talk today, and just kind of get it off my chest so I can kind of move forward. It sucks. It's just another friend, another good person that uh, I've lost in life, and hopefully Doesn't happen again anytime soon. But other than that, everything's good. So, but other than that, life's pretty good. Got a short week coming up. It's only a 3-day week at work, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, long weekend, and then back to the grind for a couple months. So yeah, so far this cigar is starting off pretty good. It's got some dark chocolate hints in it. Got a lot of pepper to it. Should the pepper should kind of go down a little bit here after the first third, and a lot of that chocolate brownie should be coming through and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see who gets in here on the live today. See if it's more than just you. Uh, should should have a little more people in here, but if it's just you, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Got some today in history to go through. Pretty interesting. Um, it's not as hot today as it was yesterday. Yesterday, I think it was almost like 90 degrees or something like that yesterday. So yeah, it was hot yesterday, and today it's a little better. It's like It's like high 70s, low 80s. I actually had the Tatuaje Reserva yesterday at the cigar shop. This is the broadleaf. It's just a different wrapper, and yeah, still great. But I think the broadleaf is just a little bit better. Uh, I've had a couple of just the regular Reserva, and just not as good. It's not as good. But yeah, I bet it's hot where you're at. Mm, yeah, I'm so glad I bought a box of these. These are very nice. How's the background? Oh, what's up, little K? Nice. There's a lot of traffic on the bridge here. It's next to me. Just wanted to see. I parked in my usual spot, but it's a little. I try to park a little bit in, away from the road. But yeah, I don't know how the turnout's gonna be, but it is what it is. Oh, there's a nice breeze. I like it. Mm. But let's see what's going on in life. Uh, I'm just working a lot. Um, Hoping to get some overtime soon. It'll be really nice. Squirrel away some money. Uh, oh yeah, I got new tires coming to get put on my car this week. Didn't really want to spend money, but figured it's worth it. You know, might as well be able to get to work and back and go do the things I want to do. Mm. What a tasty cigar. Mm. The pepper's starting to go away. Some good little chocolate notes are coming in. It's just gonna get better as I continue going. Still, at this point, I think they still need to age just a little bit more. So I probably won't smoke another one of these for probably 3 to 6 months. Uh, Maybe a good year and a half to 2 years of age. These will be mighty fine. But we'll see. We'll see when this is done. Hmm. The best cigar I've smoked by now. Gosh, that's a good question. Uh, the best cigar. I just keep coming back to it is uh, the My Father Flor de las Antillas. That's the best cigar that I've smoked. I think it's the highest rated too. I think I gave it like a 9 or 9.5 when I smoked it. I haven't done a review of it, but I picked a couple up the other day on Friday at the cigar shop down in San Jose, and I plan on doing a review of those. Uh, you know what? Maybe I'll do that review too this week. I'll do the My Father, the Flor de las Antillas, and I'll also do the Fuente Fuente Opus X this week. Be a good one. Be a good 2 cigars. There's a tattoo shop that opened up down the street, and a piece of me wants to go there and be like, what's the prices and the work? Been itching to finish the rest of my arm here, and it'll cost some money, but I'll see. Uh, be nice to find something. Not a cigarette, a cigar. Two different things. In order to have a 10, oh, so construction has to be a 10. Smoke has to be a 10, so it needs to be thick, cover the palate, rich. The flavor needs to be a 10. So basically, from the moment I light it to the moment I put it out, it's gotta be amazing from start to finish. It doesn't necessarily have to stay the same from beginning to end. Uh, it can change in complexity. Oh, what's up, Hands of Seeds? Um, I don't believe there is a way to uh, tell how strong a cigar is, nicotine level. Um, Most of the plants, they range between a certain percentage. Um, but uh, there's no real, like, when I got into cigars, I thought that uh, I thought that a darker cigar would be stronger than a lighter looking cigar. But I have had I've had uh, strong cigars that were light wrappers, and I've had strong cigars that are very dark, like the Trinidad Espiritu number 3 that I did a review a couple months ago. That's probably the strongest cigar that I've had, and I love it. But there's no real way of determining the strength of the nicotine in the cigar. Um, I just always say make sure that you eat something good, have something in your stomach. Um, Keep water or a drink with you. Um, and if uh, you can have a little snack, something that has sugar in it, because the sugar helps uh, kind of counterbalance the nicotine that's in you. So sometimes if you have a really strong cigar, and if you get too much nicotine, it makes you feel a little queasy. Your stomach gets a little upset. You're kind of like, get a little dizzy. Just drink some water. Have a little candy bar. Um, I have a fly in my car. Uh, the best thing to do is if you don't have any of that and you can get like a sugar packet, get one sugar packet and put it underneath your tongue and let it dissolve. You'll literally, within 2 to 10 minutes, you'll feel 1,000% better, and you can continue smoking. Um, I don't know the science behind it. All I know is that it works. So some little tidbits of information for if you have a cigar that's too strong. But I always just advise, make sure that you have something in your stomach, eat a good meal. Um, and carry, water, soda, your favorite drink or whatever. Um, and maybe have a candy bar or something like that. It'll definitely help. And then Hands of Seeds, you were the one that left a comment about me making a video on a Tupperware, right? I believe that was you. I'm still working on that. It's in the works. I've been really busy this month with just life. I got a new job, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to get around to it. But I do plan on making it to answer your comment. There we go. I always keep if I have any. I have a couple cigars that aren't in cellophane because they come without cellophane from the factory. Um, but I always keep the cellophane on the cigars because for a couple reasons. So one, they help protect the cigar from getting damaged. I mean, if you drop it from you know a decent height, it will crack. It will have certain things, but it'll help prevent that from happening. But this is a plant-based material, and it is able to let humidity in and humidity out, and it's able to regulate it. So even if you take it out of the humidor, over time it will help regulate the cigar so that uh, the humidity doesn't leave as fast out of it. Um, but I always keep my cigars with the cellophane on. Some people, they take it off, they put it in, and that's how they like it. Me, I just keep it in the humidor or in my tupperware for uh, just my convenience, based upon what I've read and what people have told me about cellophane. Which cigar do you recommend to be the first to try? The one that comes to mind instantly is the Arturo Fuente Gran Gran Reserva. I actually have so this, I don't know if you can see it that well, but this band um this is the cigarillo form of it, but it's a nice medium, light to medium cigar. It's a Dominican Republic uh, grown and rolled there. The Dominican Republic tends to grow a more medium bodied cigar than Cuba or uh, Nicaragua or Honduras or any of the other kind of places. Um, it's just a great cigar. The way I describe it is it's a good medium strength, a great first time cigar for someone. Um, and it ashed on me. Oh well. But yeah, that would be like the first. Like if I was to hand someone a cigar, it would be that one. Um, it's fantastic. It's interesting because I describe it as it's got this like really good, funky, fruity uh, flavor, and sometimes people don't like it, but uh, I really enjoyed it the first time I had it, um, and it would be a go-to for me, like for anyone that wants to try a cigar for the first time. Oh yeah, the chocolate brownie is starting to come in now with this cigar. This is fantastic. You're gonna have to put out a cigar for some weird reason halfway through. Is there a best way to put it out and keep flavor? Yeah, of course. So number one, uh, if you have to put it out, don't mash it. You know, don't crush the end. Something that I really like to do is where's my? Oh, there it is. So something that I like to do is I'll take my cutter and where the lit end is, I will go in a little bit to about here, and I'll snip it off into the ashtray, and I'll just set it down, and I'll do whatever I need to do, and then when I come back, I'll normally toast it, and then I will put it in my mouth, and uh, I'll light it, but instead of pulling in, I will I'll pull in a little bit, but I'll kind of like breathe through the cigar. I forget what they call it in the cigar world, but what you're doing is the end will look like a fireball, and it's like a purging technique. So it gets any of the ash or whatnot that's left behind, or anything that's any impurities really, to kind of get purged out, and it lights it, and um it'll keep a lot of the flavor, if not all of it. And that's what I would do if I have to put it out halfway through, or I gotta set it down. um you know if I'm stepping away from it for a couple minutes, it's not really anything crazy. I'll just set it down somewhere where it's not gonna catch anything on fire or whatnot. And I'll go do whatever I need to do, come back to it, and it'll be still be lit. I'm really liking the questions today. This is good. I really like it. Um, yeah, keep them coming. Uh, Before I get too far into it, um, I'm going to my notes, and we'll go into a little segment that I like to call Today in History. So I'll go into the history. Oh, we're back to one person. That's okay. Mm, the chocolate brownie starting to really come through now. Oh yeah. So today in history, in 1971, three Soviet cosmonauts or astronauts died when their spacecraft depressurized during re-entry. Wild. In 1960, Alfred Hitchcock's film Psycho debuted today. That's the one where it has the famous, you know, terrified people in the 60s. It was, um, yeah, it's terrifying. Uh, in 1934, Adolf Hitler ordered the purge of his own party called the Night of the Long Knives. Terrible human being. Uh, today, uh, in 1768, was the birth of Elizabeth Monroe, who was the first lady of President Monroe. And last but not least, in 1520, Montezuma II was murdered as the Spanish conquistadors flee the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan during the night. Fun little history. What did you? What's the? Those Tatuaje cigars are amazing. I bought a 5-pack. I can't tell if it's the condition of the cigar because of the pre-humidified pack, but they have been the best cigars I've had. Yeah, I got a 5-pack of some Tatuaje samplers, and they all have been fantastic. I mean, it's a reason why I got a box of these. Um, I don't know what the humidification percentage is, but I like to keep my cigars between 69 and 72% humidity. I just find that it's really nice for me and my palate. Some people like it to go all the way down to like 61, 62%. I do want to experiment a little bit and play around with some different percentages and see if there's more flavor or if I get any new notes or if they take away from it and whatnot. Definitely want to experiment a little more. But yeah, I really love the Tatuaje brand. I mean, I got tattoos all over, so it's kind of it's kind of what do you say? Uh, I don't know. It's like something that I should just be going after, really, because tattoos and um, the owner and founder, Pete Johnson. He's covered with tattoos. He has a big Opus X tattoo on his arm. Um, yeah, it's fantastic. Sometimes it can, but normally you get a lot of influence uh, upon the flavor if you have flavored cigars mixed with non-flavored cigars. So I would suggest that if you have a flavored cigar or cigars, put them in a separate humidor. Uh, Basically, have one humidor for uh, your flavored cigars and one humidor for your non-flavored, but you can intermingle them if you want. Just try to keep them separated. Keep if you have a multi-layered humidor, keep them in the bottom or keep them in the top. Keep them somewhere where they're not all together. Because sometimes the flavor can influence uh, the flavor of other cigars. Really. But I mean, I have Well, I have one left at this point, but I have um, a JC Newman factory throwaway, and it's the sweet version. And so it's a flavored tip, I believe. Um, I did a review on it a couple months ago, and I haven't noticed any commingling of the sweetness in with anything else. But it's the only it's I only have one left, and all my other cigars are non-flavored. So I don't think it's a big issue if you have a couple that are flavored. You can intermingle with them. But if you have, you know, I've got probably 40 to 50 cigars, and if you got 40 or 50, flavored cigars, and you've got 25 or 30 non-flavored, there will probably be a little bit more influence of flavor from the flavored cigars onto the non-flavored, just because of the ratio. But that's what I've come to find out in my little journey. Yeah, this cigar is at this point, I'm about halfway through it, and it's really ramping up on that chocolate brownie flavor and the sweetness. The pepper is just in the retrohale and whatnot. But I feel that this will need, like I said in the beginning of this live, it's gonna need a little bit more uh, time to age. Uh, when I got it, these were packaged July of 2023, so it's been about a year um, worth of age on it. Um, I feel it could do another 6 to 12 months of aging, and these will be superb. Is there a Black Friday season for cigars online? So far, I noticed Father's Day have the best sales. Any other times to look for? Uh, you know, uh, I don't know, but I do know that Father's Day they had a fantastic selection. I didn't get a chance to purchase any cigars during Father's Day weekend, but uh, the site that I normally purchase from is bestcigarprices.com, and they have deals almost weekly, it feels like. And I get text messages when they have their deals, and I get a text message at least once or twice a week on like certain deals. But all cigar stores online, they've got a great they always have a great selection of things that are on sale. But let's see, PCA normally is in July, but PCA this year was back in April, March or April. Um, and normally the PCA is when all the cigar brands basically go to this trade show and they reveal their new cigars, the things that they're working on that are coming out later this year and whatnot. And but summertime, Father's Day, um, and the winter time, I feel is when you'll find the best deals. But then again, I've seen some really great, like back in Easter, there was a really good deal on uh, best cigar prices. They were having like there was boxes that were marked down like 30, 40%. It was fantastic. I wish I copped the box back then, but uh, I had other life things to attend to. But yeah, that's what I found to have good times to look for. But I would just say, go to your favorite cigar website and sign up for, emails or text messages, whatever works best for you. And um, you'll get notified right away. And it's really good. I found that to be um, the best way of finding deals. I really love Nicaraguan cigars, which Nicaraguan cigars, I feel, is probably like 75 to 80% of the market uh, at the moment. Um, but yeah, Nicaraguan cigars first, Dominican Republic cigars second, Honduras cigars third. Um, I have not had a Cuban cigar just because you can't really get them in the United States. But I do plan on going to Mexico later this year, and when I'm in Mexico, I will definitely pick up some authentic Cuban cigars and test them out and see, you know, if the hype is real. From talking to a lot of cigar shop employees, they say that the quality isn't what it used to be. Uh, they say that Nicaragua has the best, or the closest cigars today that remind them of the old uh, Cuban cigars. But yeah, my rank goes Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, and then um, Honduras grown tobacco. Mm, so good. Um, Fun fact about this cigar, this Reserva broadleaf, Tatuaje was, I believe it was the first or second company that decided to put a broadleaf as their wrapper and not as a filler or binder. Fun fact. Um, Now, oh, coffee enhances it for sure. For sure. Like, I wish I had coffee more often when I smoke cigars. Especially if I know the notes already of the cigar. Like, this cigar here reminds me of chocolate brownies, and I feel like a vanilla latte would just go perfect with this. It would just blend naturally with the uh, the notes of this cigar. Um, Coffee is also bitter, uh, depending on how you have it. and so it can also change the palate in your mouth, so that when you smoke the cigar, it will um, it will give you different notes uh, to come out of the actual cigar. Honestly, like I said, I really wish I had coffee more often when I smoke cigars. But most of the time, I just have water. Because water, to me, gives me the best uh, representation of uh, the actual notes of the cigar. Because the water is able to take the palate and cleanse it pretty good, and it gives me like a true representation of what the cigar is trying to give me. Yeah, I think you, myself, and a lot of other people that smoke cigars, um, they love having coffee, especially in the morning. Like if you have a morning cigar, having a lighter cigar, it with the coffee, it just blends so well. It's so good together. Um, and I always love having um, like a vanilla creamer in my coffee, and I just feel that to me just makes every single cigar that I've smoked so like infinitely better, which is fantastic. How long have you been smoking cigars for? Ah, so good. Okay. Yeah, very new. Yeah, I've been smoking cigars since, well, consistently since February of this year, but I've dabbled in and out of cigars for a decade, and I didn't really, I didn't dive into the rabbit hole until this year, and by golly, it's just taken me for a crazy, wild ride, and I can't get enough of it. The community is fantastic. I love going to cigar shops and lounges, and you know, just picking the brain of whoever's working there, and sitting down and just enjoying myself, or the conversation with other people, watching sports. Just makes for a great time. And I would suggest that you try everything. Uh, you know, because that way it will help with finding what you like and what you don't like, and you'll find the things that you like. You'll find the type of wrapper leaf that you like. You'll find the type of fillers and binders that you like, and it'll kind of help steer you in those ways. But your palate will change over time too, as where I didn't really like peppery cigars in the beginning, and now I kind of like having pepper in the cigars. I don't like a lot of pepper in my sinuses. Yeah, no problem, man. I I love giving advice. I really love the questions and test my knowledge. And I don't know everything about cigars, but it's just such a fascinating world for me. And I won't learn everything, but it's fantastic. Um, yeah, I've had every time I'm at the cigar shop, I buy a couple cigars that I like, and then I will ask the tobacconist, like, "Hey, this is my palate. This is what I like." Um, I'll either be like, "Let's go sideways with it and go completely nothing like this," or I'll be like, "Hey, is there other things that are like this?" And they'll just take me around the shop and talk to me about all the different cigars and stuff. So then I'll grab a couple of those, and I just always try to get 1 to 3 cigars that I've never tried before, and I bring them home. I put them in my Tupperware, and I let them rest for about a week or two. Uh, they normally have a tip jar. You can tip. Uh, I tip every now and again. Um, but you don't have to. Um, it just comes down to your preference if you do or if you don't. Uh, or if you just have the means to tip, then go ahead and do it. Um, you know, it doesn't hurt. It helps keep your tobacco shop uh, running. It helps give the employees a little bit of extra uh, pockets, nice and wet. But you don't have to, but you can. It's all good. I just can't get over how this literally tastes like chocolate brownies, and it's so dang good. So dang good. Like the My Father, the Flor de las Antillas, that was the first cigar that I smoked that I tasted chocolate and coffee with pepper, and it was just so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I smoked that until it burned my fingertips because it was so good, and it just opened my mind, my palate to finding more stuff like that. And it's such a great journey. I've met some really great people in the cigar world, and I'm gonna meet more people, especially with my YouTube channel. I've gotten to meet you, Hands of Seeds, and gotten to meet my guy Eric and a couple other people, and it's just a beautiful community, and I can't wait to keep posting more and getting out there and having more people come in, and I hope I get to interact with some of the bigger cigar YouTube channels in the future. But when that happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not really focused on all of that. I'm just focused on putting out content that I really enjoy, and uh, just documenting my journey. Really, that's the main reason why I started this whole YouTube channel, is to really document my journey, and it's just really cool to see it grow. I think before I got on, I checked to see how many subscribers I have, and I have 81 at the moment, and we're getting closer to the 100 subscriber mark. And I have a feeling that um, once I hit 100 subscribers, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm probably gonna go and buy a very nice cigar and and get on live and just have a great, 100 subscriber uh, live, and just hope everyone gets in. Uh, what did you say? I watched a video of the guy who started Tatuaje Cigars, and he said he wanted to bring Cuban-inspired cigar from the 60s and 70s when the quality was there. You may be actually getting a Cuban, considering the quality has gone down so much. Yeah, I might have seen the same one as you. Yeah. So Pete Johnson, because he started Tatuaje in 2003. He got into the cigar world in 92 or 93. And when he was considering making a cigar, he started in 1999 trying to start a cigar towards the end of the cigar boom of the 90s. And uh, and it kind of it didn't flop, but he really didn't like the blends that he had gotten. And so a friend of his told him about Don Pepin Garcia, who makes the blends for Tatuaje, My Father, uh, the Pepin Garcia lines. And uh, he got a couple cigars sent to him, and he didn't really like them too much. Pete Johnson didn't like them. But his buddy was like, hey, we're in LA, come check them out, And so Pete Johnson sat down with uh, Don Pepin Garcia and his friend, and they had a translator, and he rolled a couple, and you know, uh, Pete just he didn't like it. The cigars, like, the cigars were good, but it wasn't what he wanted, and so he said, "Hang on, give me a second," and he went and grabbed a cigar that was basically what he was looking for, and he said, "Here," and gave it to Don Pepin, and said, "Smoke this. This is what I'm looking for." And from what Pete had said, he lit the cigar, smoked it, and as he was smoking it, he rolled the cigar that was almost exactly like that cigar and gave it to Pete, and the rest is history. It's a great story, honestly. It's a good story. I love it. That's another thing too. I love the history of cigars and the cigar companies. Um, and that's something that I really like doing in my videos, is talking about the cigar history. And it really it compounds the knowledge that I get. And um I think it's great for the community to know, the history of, the cigar that I'm smoking, and the family, and where they came from, and the resilience behind them. That's something that just really sparks my curiosity so much. Uh, is the resilience behind these companies. They go through so much adversity, between political, uh, conflicts, to uh, you know, changing hands within families, getting it passed down, and continuing um, just continuing the family lineage, and everything. One that comes to mind is Arturo Fuente. That brand, they started in uh, Florida, and they moved from Florida to Nicaragua. They were one of the first cigar companies to go to Nicaragua in the 70s, I believe. And they were there for a while, but there was a lot of political conflict. I think there was a civil war that happened in Nicaragua in the 70s, and it pushed them out in the late 70s. And so the Fuente family, they moved to Dominican Republic in the 80s. Um, and um, everyone was like, you can't grow a wrapper in Dominican Republic. It's not possible. This, that, the other. Uh, and they really they really did it, and they put the Dominican Republic on the map for that. And I really think that that's just a crazy story of just resilience. Um, yeah, I feel the same way. You learn the history, and it really does become art. It becomes more than just a cigar. You know, this cigar took anywhere between 3 to 5 years to be in my hand to smoke, and you know, it only takes 45 minutes to 3 hours, depending on the size and length and gauge and everything of the cigar, to smoke. And to think 300 hands touched this cigar. 2 to 5 years took to make this, just to roll this, not to blend it. If you're talking to blending a cigar, that can take just as long as you know growing. You gotta grow the tobacco. You have to age the tobacco. You have to put them in the barns. You have to dry them. You have to do all this process before you can even think about blending it. And then you blend it, and that blend can take months to years before they have something that they like. Then once they have something that they like, they gotta have enough tobacco to roll enough of it to even put it out into the market. And then once that happens, they roll it, and they let this sit for 4, 6, 12 months before they even uh, send it out to the consumer. I mean, Rocky Patel has, I think, their 10th anniversary cigar. Uh, it has a bunch of Lajero and Seiko leaves in it that were aged for 10 years before they even did anything with them. And I think that's just insane. You're sitting on something that it's not going to make you money right away. And it's just it reminds me a lot of the wine uh industry. It takes so long to grow the grapes, and then ferment them, and you know just make them so right. And so when you have it, there's so much more behind it that makes it such a great, it just makes it so much better when you understand it. I completely agree with you. And it's another reason why I love cigars so much is just the history and knowing it just blows my mind that this took so long to get to my hand to smoke. Ah, so good. Yeah, we're getting close to the band here, so probably another half an hour or so left of this, and then I'll call it quits. Normally on uh, my live will only last for how long I'm smoking the cigar for. So that can be anywhere from 45 minutes to, you know, 2.5, 3 hours, depending on what kind of cigar I'm smoking. Um, but I'm also gonna have a 4th of July live. I'm gonna go live on 4th of July, and same time it'll be around not not noon time like today. Normally my regular time is Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but um, I'll be going live at 4 p.m. on July 4th. Um, you know, just celebrating my country's Independence Day. The new job is good. It's been 1 month now, and learning a lot. Just it's a good job. I really like it. I like the people. Um, don't have any complaints really at this point. Just really enjoying my job and enjoying the learning that I'm going through. You know, I was thinking about. I really want to do the review on the uh, the Opus X and doing that for 4th of July. But I also want to do like an actual review video on it. So I'm kind of torn. But um, I'll probably pick a good cigar. I might go to the shop this week and pick one up. Uh, I might go to the shop on Wednesday and pick a nice cigar up for the 4th of July live. Mm, so good, so good. Uh, yeah, it's a really nice day out today too. It's not as hot as it was yesterday, and got a good breeze going. Gonna go home after this and probably make something for dinner or lunch or uh, more of like a lunch type thing. But I'll probably make something good. Yeah, actually, the final third gathers most of the resin. So if you imagine, right, you have the cigar. When you light the beginning, the first third, there the wrapper will already have oils and things like that from it already on it. Um, but as you burn the as you burn through it, you'll get it'll start to become more resiny, and uh, it will build. The nicotine will probably increase a little bit. I would believe. Um, but yes, the final third normally will ramp up on certain flavor notes and whatnot. Um, and from what I've noticed, a lot of people don't like the final third as much as the second third or the first third because of that reason. Because with those extra oils and resin, it um it can really ramp up certain notes that you don't necessarily like the most. So if there's like I said, I didn't really like peppery notes as much, but as my palate has progressed, I've enjoyed pepper notes, but I still don't like a very peppery cigar. And sometimes the final third, if there's too much pepper in it, it can kind of take away. It can overpower some of the other notes. Now, in retrospect to that, if I have a very sweet cigar, you know, like for instance, this one here right now is literally like a chocolate brownie bomb. I want to have a little more pepper or spice because it'll cut through the sweetness a little bit and it'll make it more enjoyable as I smoke it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, but yes, you will find that there'll be a little bit more nicotine and a little more oil from the resins as you smoke it. Sometimes when you're smoking the cigar or a cigar, if it's very oily on the head where you cut it, this doesn't have it, but sometimes you'll get the resin and the oils will come uh actually at the end, and sometimes that'll get on your lips, and sometimes it's not enjoyable. uh which part of a cigar is your favorite? Normally it's the second third, uh and the beginning of the final third is my favorite part of the cigar, just because it has the most flavor. It has the it to me it shows the best um it shows the best characteristics of the cigar. To me, does a full cut compared to a guillotine cut let the last third be less oily and resonated due to higher opening, so the full cut makes the last third less harsh? um yes, i I can say that the guillotine cut has a little bit to do with that. So with a guillotine cut, you have a very large surface area, as where if you have a punch or a V cut, there's less surface area, and so with less surface area, um, one, it will produce a little bit of a tighter draw on the cigar. It won't be as loose of a draw as a guillotine is. And with having a little bit less of a draw, um, it can produce a little bit more of I don't want to say harshness, but it can produce a little bit more of a bolder interpretation of the notes in the cigar. Um, I wouldn't say that it would be harsher in the last third, but it can definitely alter the perception of the tones in the final third. So I'm getting more of that pepper spice on my retrohale, but there's a little bit of fruitiness that comes through in there, in the retrohale, but still a lot of chocolate brownie sweetness on it. Uh, I would recommend trying all of the cuts as a beginner. Try a guillotine cut, a straight cut, try a V cut, try a punch cut, try them all. Figure out which one you like the best. Um, I really like the guillotine. I mean, right now I only have guillotine cutters. I do want to get a V cutter, and I do want to get a punch cutter. Um, but uh, I like the V cuts because I think they just look cool. Like that's just my personal opinion. The V cut looks cool. It's just a cool. To me, it's cool. And on top of it, with a V cut, you can make this cut that's called what am I letting go? You can make a cut that it's called a crown cut, and I haven't tried it, but basically, to make a crown cut, you take a V cutter, you cut it one way, and then you rotate it 90 degrees, so the cut is now uh, lengthwise, and then you go in and you make another cut vertical on it, and it makes this makes like an X, and when you look at it, it looks like a crown. And I always thought that was cool, something that you can do with that, with a V cutter. But yeah, I would say as a beginner, just try all of them. They're, you can't go wrong. Uh, I will say that there are cases where using a different style of cutter comes in. Yes, it's a very fancy cut. Uh, there are certain times that you want to use certain cutters for certain types of cigars. So, one instance for a punch cut, uh, say that the head of the cigar is very flat, and you don't have much cap from when they rolled when they capped the cigar, and it's very flat. You want to use a punch on that because it won't ruin, or when if you were to guillotine it, you're gonna cut off the cap that's gonna help it from, or hang on, let me not confuse everyone. So if it's a flathead cigar, and if you cut it with a guillotine, you can run into the issue of the cigar unraveling, and you would rather want to use a punch for that. Now you have a bellicoso cigar or a torpedo cigar where it comes to a taper at the end. There are two uh, cutters, that I would advise, and that is a guillotine cut or a V cut. Some people like to use the V cut on a bellicoso or a torpedo cigar because it retains the shape of the cigar. And with the guillotine, there's a cut called the Cuban cut. And so with a Cuban cut, you would take the cigar in it, and you would put it in here, and you angle it, right? And then you would cut it at an angle on the bellicoso. And what the idea behind it is that you're cutting a larger surface area off of the end of the cigar, so it has a better draw. Now, my first live I did, I had the Arturo Fuente Queen Bee, the Fuente Queen Bee, and that's what I did. And that was that was my first and only Bellicoso that I have smoked, and I really loved the uh, the Cuban cut on it, and I'm probably only gonna do that cut for every single Bellicoso cigar that I will have in the future, just because it was so pleasurable. It was fantastic. Um, so a little knowledge on um, cutters. Have you ever tried Arnold Schwarzenegger's tequila cigar? No, I have not, and I really want to try it. So one of these days, I will. I'll get some cedar strips and some tequila, and I will try it. It looks very fascinating. I don't know how it will change or enhance or whatnot. It's definitely a great way for having a presentation for a cigar, for sure. Just the whole process, it's like a ritual. Every time I have a cigar, it's like a ritual. The way that I cut it, the way that I light it, and everyone has a different way of doing it. It's almost like magic, really. Or superstition. It's like, oh, if I do it this way, it's gonna produce the best um, quality smoke that you can get out of it. But yeah, I definitely want to try the Arnold Schwarzenegger tequila cigar. That's something I want to try out in the future. Mm. Oh, look at that! We got 4 people in the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I've really been loving this chat. It's been good. Really, really like all the questions and whatnot. Very, very nice. Wonder if other types of alcohol produce different profile flavor. Yeah, actually, depending on what you pair the alcohol to your cigar with, um, can change your palate. Like I was talking about earlier, like having water or soda or juice or whatnot, can uh, change your palate and introduce different notes that you wouldn't normally find in a cigar. So, and also, understanding kind of like what type of alcohol uh, produces flavor from the alcohol. Uh, you know, Try to match it with kind of what the cigar is. If you have like a bitter uh, alcohol, maybe pair it with a sweeter cigar. Or if you have a more of a bitter or peppery or leathery cigar, maybe pair it with something that is a little sweeter of an alcohol profile. And those things will mesh and blend and can be a wonderful a wonderful experience. Um, I have yet to experiment with certain alcohol. I do have a bottle of 1910 whiskey at home that's unopened still. that I do hope to take with me to the cigar lounge here in the future and try it out with a cigar. Yeah, it'll be fun. Mm. I think once it gets to this band here, I'm gonna call it quits on the live because I'm also getting a little hungry and whatnot. But until then, we'll keep on chugging along for sure. Um, yeah, like I said, I've really enjoyed this live. Uh, really love the questions and whatnot. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you for coming out. This is the one thing that I love about going live and is having my subscribers come on and just chit chatting and asking questions and whatnot. It's really why I go live. Um, and this live is dedicated to a good friend of mine. She passed away yesterday, unexpectedly, and I just dedicated this live for her. And just a good way to get out there and just continue pushing and just kind of getting it off my chest. It's definitely difficult. It's gonna take me a little while to get over the realization that just another one of my friends, good friends, childhood friends, isn't gonna be here to experience the experiences that we get to experience on this wild, crazy planet. And I guess since it's also coming to the end of the live, I'm gonna talk about um, that I tend to try to do in all of my videos. If you go through all the way and you get to the end of the video, I tend to have a little section at the end where I normally give a quick little, I guess, speech or whatnot of, I hope that everyone's doing good. Whatever you're going through in life, it's okay. It's just a moment in time for you to push through a hard moment and to reflect upon yourself and your life and to really just keep pushing, keep striving, keep being the best you. We all don't know the day, the time, the place when uh, the higher power or whatever it is that takes us from here. And it doesn't matter how much money we have or what we have. We all impact a certain number of people in our lives to a select degree, and you know live your life to the fullest. you know yes, it might be hard now, but hard times will make you a better person if you view it in the right way. you know um you know Diane was a wonderful person. She was a very smart person. uh I always remember she was one of the people in high school that I could always talk to. um and after high school, we stayed in contact over time. Not as much as I think we wanted to, but she had beaten cancer a couple years ago, and it was just one of those things that I was there for her when she was going through that process and that time. And she's going to be missed by a lot of people, but she'll live on through me and others. I believe that uh, it's interesting because energy can never be destroyed. Energy will always be here. And uh, you can take negative energy and transpose it into positive, but you can't take positive energy and degrade it into negative energy. And when you have a certain energy, like I've been to a lot of funerals in my lifetime, sadly. But when you're in a funeral, it's sad. But there is something that I've always realized is that I feel the presence of that person there. And I believe that it's everyone that's there, they're all imbuing a piece of energy from that person that they interacted with. And that energy is flowing out. And that's why you can almost be like, I can feel that person, even though they're not here, and it's just a wild take. People can believe what they want to believe, but that's personally what I feel. But just take 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 every day with a grain of salt. Some days are going to be worse than others, and some days are going to be better than others, and some are just going to be, just go like that. And no matter how upset you are with someone, or how frustrated you are in life, there is always something in there that you can find the silver lining in. Just like yin and yang, you have a little bit of good and a whole lot of bad, and you have a whole lot of good with a little bit of bad in there. It's just your viewpoint of perceiving it. And I'm still young, and uh, I have lots of life in me, I feel like, but uh, just really trying to be a good person and try to keep in touch with the people that love me and who I love in my life and whatnot, really. So just really take every day with a grain of salt. Make the best of it, even though, like I said, it's some days are worse than others, and some days are better than others, and some just. But try to make sure that you don't get too hung up on certain things. Um, I guess I guess that little rant is I'm gonna finish that little rant with that. That's my perspective on that whole thing. But yeah, I um talk about history. Um, the Cubans, when Christopher Columbus and them uh found them, they asked them, "What are these vegetable sticks you're smoking?" And the natives there said that these are habanos, and not just in Cuban native culture, but Native American culture and other uh, native cultures. Tobacco is a very sacred plant. They believe that the smoke would carry their prayers to the god or the goddess of earth, and their prayers would be heard. And that's what I hope some of this smoke has reached her wherever she is, and yeah. But with all good things, they come to an end, and this here, I'm gonna smoke the rest of this on my way home, and I am very greatly appreciative of everyone that came through to the live today. Thank you. I appreciate you all, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I hope you have a great short week of work, and I hope to see you all on 4th of July for the 4th of July live that I go live on. I will definitely pick up a good cigar to smoke and enjoy, and I hope that you guys get to smoke a nice cigar with me, and we all get to chat and have a good old time. So, without further ado, I am Stassi with Stogies and Bogies, and I hope all of you have a great rest of your day and week. And I will catch you guys in the next review, in the next live, and so on and so forth. Be safe. Enjoy your time. I love you all. I'm out. Until next time. Peace.